You know what? Sure. Let's do it. Let's leave it. Alright. Hello and good morning everyone. Samius. I'm sound asleep in my bed. Not at all. I'm right here, but I certainly feel like I'm sound asleep. I took some sleeping pills last night to try to get some sleep, and I could not get my brain to shut off. My body was just like stagnant in a coma. It was weird. Alright, so we're going to start by deconstructing a little bit of stuff. And then we'll run, we'll get back to Ravenloft. Alright, so this song's just that forever. Mix it up a little bit, guys. How big kinetic lore? 13 kinetic lore or bonus 13. 69. What is this giving? 77, but yeah, I should be able to build something better than that. Okay, get out of here. Alright, hopefully you guys are having a good start to your day, a good morning as it were. So I literally rolled out of bed, made a fresh tea, and I'm here now, so hopefully this means that I'm awake. Oh yeah, I forgot we got that sweet new turning necklace. So I've not even had my first sip of tea this morning. This is what it's like to be a Samius without any caffeine. So tired. But we'll get it. We'll get going. Hopefully you guys are having a better day than me. Feel free to use that chat box and let me know what's up. Love to hear from you guys. Be nice to help have some conversation starting to help wake me up and get me kind of mentally going this morning. I was gonna play some Factorio. I don't know. I figured I was so tired that I might as well just play this. The ceiling is up. Hardy har har har. Man, it's gonna be a rough room today. It's gonna be a rough room today. Also, good morning, Finley. Alright. Let's go take another crack at Invitation to Dinner. I think we'll be okay. I just need to know where we're going this morning. I wasn't paying enough attention yesterday to know what the heck was going on. Alright, deal your cards, lady. Great. Okay. It's fine. These at least are places I know where we need to go. And then I don't care about the last. I don't care about the death card. I try not to get a death card. It's just boring. Alright, thank you. Alright, I'm doing something else. I want to see if this is any good. Alright. I think that's worth giving a try too here. Far off our hat. So this is my new strategy for this room. I'm just gonna leave it. As soon as that door closes, I'm going to have this, my hireling open it, hopefully. Come on, chick, open the door. Alright, well I open the door then. Alright, and then out in this hallway, we are still going to get chased, but into and out of this hallway is a heck of a lot easier. There's our safety net. That's alright. I think we'll be okay. Anyway, into and out of the hallway I think is a whole lot easier than trying to get around this table. And it forces things to go in a straight line, at least for a little bit. Need to get this Strahd's Hate, and I gotta get this Demon Soul. Of course, it teleport as soon as I got a lock on it again. Anything. Come on. Alright, heal. Good, we're not dotted. Alright. God, I hate that room. It's definitely the toughest fight in the quest here, I think. How come you didn't want to open the door? Just don't understand. Crazy. There you go. You're healed. Make with the heals for the Samius. Also, while we're at it, at this little waiting point, I'm gonna DV. Doesn't make any sense to wait. Let's get it done. Get her done. Okay, so I'm gonna turn to you guys for a little bit of help. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to help, but I could use a little bit. I'm not in love with how my gear is set up. It's okay. Hey, Smash. Let me know if you decide you want to try this train again. But I'm not 100% sure how my gear is supposed to be set up at this level range. If you have some input, I would not be opposed to checking it out. But we have our 2 lightning items. I think those make a big difference. We have an orb to give us a little bit extra spell point conservation. We're using the Memory of Darkness for the Profane bonus. We have a Conjuration and Spell Penetration item. Of course, we have our Hit Point Hat. Then we have our Constitution Charisma Necklace. And we do have another Charisma item. I think our gloves. It's like a backup Charisma item. So the necklace is kind of soft. I guess it could just be a Charisma item, but again, kind of soft. Or not a Charisma, a Constitution item. And then of course we're still using our Cloak of the Mimic. Normally at this level we would switch into something else, but I don't think any of the other mimic or any of the cloaks are particularly great for us, and we can switch to the mimic cloak at 12, bigger one. 11, we will probably switch to our bracer or concordant bracers, and I think that'll be the big change. So I don't know. Going to the chapel and we're gonna kill a monster. Alright, about this chest here, is there a key? Alright, good enough. Good enough. I don't know. I would like very much to figure out a better gear combination for the next couple of levels. Because honestly, with a few exceptions here and there, it's going to end up being basically the gear for the life. Oh man, how many stacks do we have right now? Yeah, we're taking 23. Okay, we can deal with that. Man, Solar Cruelty's dot is crazy. Give me another heal. Alright. Should be able to do something to stop that. Whether you drink a poison pot or some sort of Reaper token purchasable pot that clears Reaper effects from you. There should be some sort of way that you could, for a champion. There should be some sort of way to take care of that. Soul of Cruelty. Hand, because that makes sense, right? Incorporeal. Okay, well, don't know what they're talking about there. Alright, come on boys. Get out of the ground. 3 kobolds is now hosting me. Well, thanks guys. Or guy. I don't know if 3 kobolds is really there. Probably not. It's probably an auto host. But congratulations on passing your physicals and whatnot. And thank you for your service as always. Samius, what are you talking about? 3 kobolds, I guess, is sign up for the reserves again. It looks like he's going to be flying an A-10. One of the sexiest, nastiest looking airplanes ever created. One of my personal favorites. A big warthog guy. If my eyes were better out of high school, I would have tried to enlist to go into the army for pilots and hope that I could fly the Warthog. Instead, it took me years, kind of after high school, to get my pilot's license, and now I don't even use the damn thing. It cost me a ton of money, and I haven't flown in ages. Alright, so now we need to go to the dungeons to find our ally. So I think, if I remember correctly, and it's pretty unlikely that I don't, I think we can go from up here somewhere down to the right area of the dungeons. We have to go to the overlooking area of the dungeons. Another soul of cruelty in this mess. Okay. So again, I'm not 1,000% sure, but I think we can go this way and get where we want to go. Oh, I may not be able to find it though. This is just a shrine, right? Huh, Ghost of Rushka. Okay. Thought there was a door. Back to the cake room. Yeah, I don't think this is where we want to go. So I'm pretty sure there's a door down to the dungeons. There's a... Ah, there we go. That's what we're looking for over here. This is where I parked my car. Surprise! South Tower to the top. So I think this is going to be a pretty smooth run here. Almost. Oh no, we need to go to the upper servant quarters through the cellars. Wow, that does not sound at all like what she told us to go in the thing. That's okay. It's even where we wanted to go. See, like, when I know where to go, the quest is a lot easier than the 1 out of 5 that's like, here's something you don't remember ever seeing before, Samus. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go now. Alright, so now I have to go to the top of the south stairs. Wow, I think I'm almost have a voice again. I'd like to get enough of a graceful turn that I don't have to like constantly recorrect the straight running on this curve, but it just isn't. Yeah, I thought you were gonna be. Oh. Jeez. Good thing there's not a dot on me. That's ridiculous. Alright. Actually... yeah, we better put her here. If she's set to attack mode, she will probably get murdered. But back in defense mode, or maybe even passive, she might not die. Give me one more. I need to be looking at the combat here and see how we're... Alright, regular lightning bolts hitting Strahd looks like for a little over 100. Let's see what Big Daddy lightning bolt's doing. Look like it's really like that much more damage. Oh, she got murdered. Definitely some issues killing undead as a... on this build. Might be different once I get Ice Storm. It has some sort of dot that I can... some sort of AoE dot. And I probably could have added it by now, but I don't know what I would have given up. I think we're good. or in chest. Nothing. Let's get out of here. Again, even with strafe running, we're not running tight enough around this circle. Might be able to try using the mouse look run, but I'm not as good at that. So even a strafe run circle would look more like this, so that would be too tight. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to run up that staircase without a lot of work. Anyway, for those of you who have not seen it, this is Castle Ravenloft. From the outside, it's pretty sweet actually. They did a really good job of modeling it. I think like run around the outside and do all the cool things. But like all this is really neat. Cool, they took the time to do all this. I don't know, I'm so impressed with the Ravenloft, it's not even funny. Alright, so let's potion our way back out of here. So now she wants us to go to part 2, but alas, we are not going to part 2. We are returning to Stormreach. We're going to go find ourselves some level 10s. Probably desert stuff. You know, since we're having a little bit of difficulty killing undeads, we should probably go to the place that's filled with undead, so we have nothing else to do. Oh, actually, we get a little bit of CO6 work. Let's go finish CO6, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. CO6, for those of you who don't know, or Cult of the Six, is a cute little quest chain that runs from like 7 all the way up to 11 or 12. You can do it all at once. I tend to do that, but I'm trying harder and harder and harder to not complete an entire chain at once, but to kind of save that XP for the levels when it's kind of set for. Apparently I didn't collect this guy's in reward. Nope. Should have put on my jump spell. So there's not a lot going on Twitter right now, actually. Let's see what's going on in the trending section. We finished. Went pretty smooth. Again, knowing where to go in the quest, as opposed to me being like, I have no idea where to go now, because the cards are random or whatever. It's a total different quest. Instead of me like running around being like, oh, where do I need to go? First contact day. On this day in 2063, humans make first contact with aliens from another world. There you go, boys. There you go. "44 years to go until first contact with Vulcans." Cannot get the elusive 3-for-1 today, and that one should have been an easy one. But he didn't even care about his lightning bolt. He's like, oh, this isn't for me. No thanks. You know, I probably should also grab the Fire Shield Scrolls, but I forgot. It'll be okay. I have no respect for just getting murdered. Notice that? Just like, no, I hit you really hard. You should die. But I don't want to die. But I hit you really hard. Yeah, and... I mean, that was nice, though. You go distract your friends? I got quests to do? How rude. wow, we gotta go hit this, right? Like we just gotta. Skipping along, cast and repair spells. Wish I had a bigger one today. Right. I realize I'm a little bit of a zombie this morning, folks. But that all changes depending on how much energy you feed me. Feed me your energy, Seymours. Otherwise, we're just gonna chill. Get XP. Look at my giant red ball. And maybe the music is a little bit more chill than it could be. But, kind of like it. It's nice. Chill sounds good. Sometimes chill is nice. Never mind, put your hat on. You're in a chill mood as well. Well, just remember that chill doesn't mean that you can't use the chat box. He's immune to electricity. That seems fair. Well, I appreciate you, friend. So do we get to, so we're currently sitting at 16 subs, but we usually have a couple of people that usually are subbed at the start of the month, but currently have not resubbed yet, so if we can get to 25, I have to add a new icon. And I think we're going to use something based around the silver party hat. So that should be a lot of fun. Let's throw a bunch of webs so the bad guys can't hit us. It's gonna be close, boys. It's gonna be close. Oh, we did it. Woo! Barely slipped out. Alright, that was 10,000 XP. I didn't catch the time in the quest, but that quest is not very long. Like, if it was me, if I had like a team and we were trying to cap as quickly as possible, this would be one of the quest chains that I would be like, all right, well, let's walk this down. it's just so good. There's also areas where we'd probably play Hold the Door. And just like speed loop. We got some bells over here on Twitter. What's our bells? DDO Central has retweeted us and likes our tweet. Well, heck yeah, thanks DDO Central, which is the reason why I tell people they need to be following DDO Central on Twitter, because then you get to find out sweet things like when I go live, or when 3 Kobold goes live, or when 3 Kobold or somebody posts a new and interesting tweet about Dungeons & Dragons. I'm a big fan. I'm not even paid to say that. I should be, but I'm not. Now, I generally have followed DDO Twitter, basically, or Central, DDO Central, since he started it. And there's a lot of people I started following directly because DDO Central retweeted them or something. So, definitely a good place to get your Dungeons and Dragons news, fix, whatever you want to call it. Alright, we did this way once. Are we back to the front? We are back to the front. Sweet. Sweet. What a foul miagma. Kill those Mephits, poopy faces. Wow, if these two guys can't kill 2 Mephits, I do not have high hopes for these guys. They're CR16s. The Mephits are CR14. Wow, the Mephit killed that one. Oh, he broke. Try it back on. It'll be like that. Oh, no, the Mephit gained hit points. Get Mephit still gaining life. He's running away. Alright, he got it. Whew. Alright, now it's 2-on-1. I think 2-on-1 they should be able to get there. So, I've determined that the lightning bolt is slightly to the left of where you think it's going to be. Or, sorry, it's slightly to the right. So you want to be slightly left of center when firing off your lightning bolts. Later. Hey, you. Try it back on. Alright, I think we're good now. Alright, now for the real question. Do I have enough hit points to live through this fire trap? The odds is probably no. Nor do I have any protection from elements stuff going on. So we're going to see if we can live. I'm afraid the answer is probably not. I don't know if any of these cookies are like fire shield or anything right now. There used to be a cake that gave you a fire shield. I think it was this one. Now it looks like it's Wall of Fire. Alright, so it looks like we're flammable. So good news, everybody. Let's drink our various lasting potions. Now these lasting potions I just get from turning in the Reaper shards. So I'm not like buying them out of the store or anything. Alright, that wasn't bad. You can take that. Alright. I don't think I got... Oh, I did get it. Yes. Sweet collectible for me, not for thee. Hey, why don't you distract the bad guys for me? Hey, why don't you distract the rest of the bad guys for me? Ooh, perfect. You distract some bad guys for me. I would like to loot this chest in peace and harmony. Doesn't look like I'm going to be allowed to, though. Look at all those purple hats, and they're still chasing me. I cannot believe it. I will not believe it. No, come on. Sweet, we made it twice. Look at that. This is the one time I wish I would have had a D-door. It would have been nice. I don't feel it was necessary, but it would have been nice. Also, did you see that Famine Reaper like appear right on our tail as we clicked on the door? That's what Gary Gygax intended. Leaving before the monster could kill you. Not letting me zap them both. What else do we got? What else is there to talk about on the Twitter page right now? This must be the anniversary of Kurt Cobain's passing. Apparently you can now get a strawberry margarita at Applebee's for $1. Whatever. Confess my unpopular opinion. Let's see what that is. The Office is just okay. I don't think The Office is that good at all. This hashtag should have been taken behind the barn and put out its misery after the 100th time it trended, which was like in 2011. Boo. My ears are cold. I really need to find a beanie with a brim. So I need the brim to block out the light here, but my ears are so cold. Alright, I'm gonna look stupid for a little bit. I apologize. Oh. Beanie with a brim time, people. I need that light. I need that light blocked out. Alright, what else do we got? Let's snag them. This. Unpopular opinion. I don't think anyone under the age of 25 should vote. Is there more to this tweet? Drink, own a firearm, or go to war. The brain isn't fully formed until that age, and the last to form is the prefrontal cortex, as it controls reasoning and understanding consequences. I mean, that's rough. Here's an unpopular confession. Westworld sucked. Superhero movies are boring. Princess Bride isn't good. Gum is nasty. Hockey is the only true fun sport for fans. Non-Wranglers don't deserve Jeep Wave. And GMOs are good. Wow. This girl does have a lot of unpopular opinions. Because I love superhero movies. And Princess Bride, why not my favorite movie? It's pretty bloody good. Well, he's not all the way dead. He's just mostly dead. And mostly dead we could do something about. I do, however, agree with the hockey. Hockey is probably the only Hockey and beach volleyball are the only two sports worth watching. Other than, of course, DDO streamers. Pulling up Grimm's DDO puzzle solver. So I don't have to remember the puzzle or solve the puzzle my own self. Which I usually do, or I did before Grimm released this thing, and now I've gotten lazy. You don't have to know the answer if you solve it, but you also don't have to know the answer, and you don't have to solve it if you know where to go get the answer. Blue is candy cane. Thing is, it's like one of these is like a weird number of turns, and then all the rest are exactly the same. But I cannot remember for the life of me which is what. Ooh, tasty. I'll eat that. And then the last one is, looks like green, and green is H. Excuse me. Pretty good time, I think. What's the final time? 4 minutes. 4 minutes for 10,000 XP. Yeah, if I could play Catch the Window for that, I would. I would definitely consider it. Let's see, what are some other unpopular decisions? Star Trek Discovery is good. That should not be an unpopular decision. The show is genuinely good. There are two genders. Wage gap is a myth. Everyone has some sort of privilege. The fact that there are breeds of dogs is gross. Okay. I think some of those we can all get along with. Here we go from Gentleman Ben. Free speech is essential. Fathers are undervalued. News is propaganda. Weed is overrated. Italian food isn't that great. Yes! That one. Bam, buddy. You tell it, Benjamin Ben. Ability to vote ought to be earned. Wow, this guy is like fired on all cylinders. London is a can of sardines. Well, I can't support that because it's literally a city and not a can of sardines. But I am... Otherwise, this guy is like my king right now. Italian food isn't that great. I am not the biggest Italian fan. I enjoy the occasional Italian cuisine, but everything is noodles dripping in sauce, dripping with more flour. Give me a nice light steak to take the edge off all that pasta. Oh, is this it? Is this it? Boom! Elusive 3 for 1, kids. 3 for 1. Alright, here's another one. All movie musicals, save for Blues Brothers, suck. I like the original King and I Take musical. It's really strong. API beer is gross. Mumford and Sons is overrated hipster garbage. Tom Cruise is a star, but a very underrated actor. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise guy. Wes Anderson movies are terrible. McDonald's, or coffee. McDonald's is better than Dunkin', which is better than Starbucks. That's right. 2 hats. 2 hats. My ears are cold, but I need the brim. Ooh, this is not bad. An acid, a quarterstaff with a metal at level 2. It's not the worst. A Vorpal Rapier. What level? 10, of course. If this was like level 5, I would be ecstatic. But level 5 or level 10, I don't care. Yeah, I don't think I care about any of these. I think the Mummified Bat's the highest named item in here. I think everything else is level 8. So if you're just looking for something that you can feed your Sentient Gem, which is pretty much what I'm doing. Oh, nope. The Cesties are also level 9. Look at this. Look at something that needs a pass. Or needs to be coded smarter. Which is disgusting. Everything else is, This might actually be... No, we already did that quest. Yeah, never mind. This is what I think of your in rewards right now, DDO. Oh, we didn't... I had the in-game volumes turned off, I guess. Alright, let's go find something else hot to do. It's probably going to end up being a short stream, guys. I've not felt well all week, and I certainly don't feel well today. Hey, Talab, what's up, buddy? Ugh, I wish this would not change when you look. Oh, we need to go do a Tempest Spine. I don't think I can kill the guy at the end. So I have no way to damage him except for this one spell. So this might be a Tempest Spine free life. That is the saddest. Well, I've not done it, but that's good. Like I said, I assumed that he would not stress out over it. It's good, though, that that you had gotten it out of the way, because inevitably it does happen. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, and Talab is not talking about, apparently he was worried that he was going to get in trouble for streaming some Magic the Gathering or something. Do I weigh over 200 pounds? I do. I do. It is a great shame. My my scale is currently not working. Depending on what mood it's in, I can weigh anywhere between 285 and 315. Now, that being said, I was benching 450 when I was lifting every day. So, it's not all fat, although there's plenty of fat. This is not where I parked my car. just clicked the wrong button. You stepped on a scale and cracked it. I probably been a pretty big boy for a while, and cheap scales are pretty bad. The thing is that my scale, the one that we currently use, it doesn't like to stop. I think it's a lady scale, so it can't make up its mind. Now, the walk-ups out here start at 11, right? Except for the one over there, which is 10. So we're going to do this 10. And then we have a rank and then a half to go. You weigh over 196 pounds. That's not bad. Again, in my opinion, it's not about how heavy you are, although we all should try to be as fit as possible. And often fitness goes with your size. I think I have to say it has everything to do with how healthy you can be. So can you keep up a physical activity for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes? So like, how much cardio can you do? Can you, like, if you did not have your legs, could you pull your body weight up? Like, these are things I think that makes a bigger difference to me than just straight up your body weight. There's a lot of XP, but also there are windows where things are a little tougher than, unless you're willing to repeat or do stuff that you necessarily don't love. Because I am a one and done kind of guy most of the time, with the exception of like quests I truly enjoy, like Litany and a few others. I kind of like keeping everything mixed up. But I mean, there's always things like explorers that we could do. I mean, there's still ample XP. I just don't know if people like watching the explorers as much as quests. True, but there's also a big difference between having a group to help you, and especially a group that is comfortable with your playstyle, compared to soloing. Yeah, see, I really like explorers. I think explorers are fun. They give you an opportunity to like run around and feel like a real king. Like, oh, this is what it would be like to play at level. Oh, it's whatever. Those are gems. But since, you know, especially now that I play everything on Reaper, at least Reaper 1, although I've not played as many above level 1 Reapers as I was previously. I think the mental idea of proving that I was a good player has worn off now. I just don't care if I'm a good player or not anymore. Now I'm playing for either my own pleasure or to be able to talk and communicate with you guys as I play. I feel like that's more valuable to me than being better. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It would be nice if they could scale a little bit depending on your mood, but another thing to keep in mind is that because they don't scale, you always know what they are. They're always going to be this amount of work. They're always... And again, for me, I like to do explorers like on my Sunday game. So Thursday, for those of you who don't know, Talab and I started our new series where we're playing pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons. So traditionally, depending on the game and what's going on, on my not DDO, or my not this stream, when I'm just playing Dungeons and Dragons on Roll20 by myself, my computer will basically, in fact, I just do it. I have to wait for the game to join. Here. So basically, for those of you who are interested what it's like for Samisville here. So basically, what I'd be doing is I'd be running around like this as an explorer, and then I would just pull up my character sheet as needed, and my map as needed, and then I'd go back to running my explorers. Because explorers just don't take that kind of mental energy. And if I AFK, especially with a hireling, if I AFK with a hireling in the middle of an explore zone for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm not going to die. Probably not anyway. But if I did that in a quest, I could get completely randomly destroyed. So, especially when I'm doing other things that are high energy, high mental energy, I find explorers to be a lot of fun as a additional distraction. Because everybody knows there's going to be time during the quest or during the thing where somebody else is the lead, somebody else is the star. And that's a lot of, I mean, it's nice, but you don't have to be giving that your 1000% attention. At least I don't. Must be nice. You can't do that as the DM. You can, but it's a little bit harder. Oh yeah, definitely hit. Definitely. Oh, you got him. We haven't even started the fight yet. Yeah, you got him. Well, that's just it. When you're DMing, that's a role that you're engaged 100% of the time. And I've never been in a game where every player can be engaged 100% of the time. And I've been in some pretty engaging games. I've been in, I've played in Dungeons and Dragons tournaments. like, we didn't do very well. I was still trying to figure out the system. It was like, we did a couple of 4th edition ones. Did not care for that. Our DM kept saying things like, it's not really a matter of completing the dungeon. I'm like, yeah, it probably is a matter of getting somewhere towards the end of the dungeon. One does not speak of 4th. The problem is that DM was so good. Like, he's got some stuff. He brought some stuff to the table that I, to this day, still think about. So for like your pen and paper game. Now, I don't drink soda. And I wasn't drinking soda at the time. But what this guy would do is he would... Oh, we must be enjoying a nice bit of lag. What this guy did was, he was obviously a soda drinker, a big soda drinker. And he had all these different, the rings that hold your bottle cap in place on the big 2 liters of, or even bigger, of around the lid to your soda bottle, right? He had a bunch of those, and he had cleaned all the internal tabs off and kind of smoothed them out and whatnot. And he had color-coded the different status ailments in his mind. So, like, if you're poisoned, he had a green one. If you were diseased, he had a brown one. And he could just reach in his little baggie, pull out these things, and just put them on top of your miniature. And, like, to me, that's still to this day probably the best way for pen and paper to keep track of, like, status ailments and effects. If you're on fire, you had a red one. And, like, those, I thought that was still, like, the best DMing experience I've had. No offense to you, Talab. Your DMing was fine. It was very good. But just like a magic card, there's got to be a best. Alright, let's loot this treasure chest. Ooh, Thrax Gym. I do that with cards from Pathfinder. I give my players a card and a dice to keep track of a number of rounds if possible. OMFG, I've been here for some time, but I have had my phone ringing off the hook. You're a popular lady tonight, Wood. Rawr. Well, I'm over here. I'm going to check these explorers. And names for sure. Why aren't you just running around killing everything? I was on 2 phones at one time and I hung up with the one the door had to be answered. Well, if you did not have to, like, work multiple sex operator phone lines at the same time, maybe you would be able to take a minute to chill. That's got to be a very difficult job. Oh yeah, big boy. Oh, that sounds great. No, not you, dear. Just keep going. Oh yeah, this is rough. I didn't say anything inappropriate. Didn't say anything bad. How could I stop calling you, Wood? I mean, you know you're on my speed dial. What else am I supposed to do? Wood, talk gear to me, please. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, +5. Oh, At level 2? Oh. No minimum level Vorpal. And it's got a unique icon that I can find on my bar. In your flannel nightgown with your lampshade hat. That's right. Take that lampshade off and just put it on your head. Oh yeah. You guys are killing me. I should message this woman, like the 3D image of my hat, and see if she can make one. Alright, what level's this thing? It should be 11, right? Yeah, we're not going to do any 11s. Let's check this one last explorer on the way out of here. I would not advise ever taking anything off. Always put it on. Always putting it on. Putting it on. My mother-in-law always used to say that when she gets really desperate for money, she would turn to the adult phone line industry. Is that better, Tlab? And because she would be able to give a good phone. Something about that idea of giving good phone always stuck with me as amusing. Man, these wizards are like outrunning lightning bolts for days. Alright. I'm gonna shrine and then we'll go back to town and we'll figure out what to do next. You just did. I swear I said to put it on. I don't know. That was in the past. Why you always hung up on the past, Wood? Gotta let the past go. It was 5 seconds ago. You gotta let the past go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to. I don't think I could win the infight. Take off that lampshade hat? Did I say take it off? I don't remember saying take it off. We did Vaughn's. Alright, well. We'll see. We'll see. You can keep it on. Me too, DDO style. So a friend of mine posted on Facebook a couple days ago, if you're my real friend, send a message or describe a memory that you'll never forget or whatever, with like the fewest amount of words or something. So I put front pants rip, right? And my friend comes back, is like, I don't think I know what you're talking about. Like, I've ripped the back of my pants plenty of times, but I've never ripped the front of my pants out. And I just replied, not you, me. That was my Me Too movement. And then all of a sudden there was a lot of like smiley faces and hearts and stuff in reply. Like, yeah, you remember. Never forget that day. My friend swings both ways, and the day that my front was exposed to the world was a lot of mouth licking and eye contact at my one good eye. I'm not sure how I got from there to here. Oh, the Me Too movement. There you go. That's right, guys and gals. I need pants, is what I'm trying to say. I'm too poor to have pants that don't have rips in the crotch. So, please, support the stream so I can buy some crotches for my pants. Please. Alright, I think we're going to go to House Kandark. Go over here to Alrexia's Haven. Alright, we don't have a safety net, which is probably fine. It's probably fine. This is one of my favorite explore zones to just like run around in. I just think it's a nice place. It's not huge, but it's big enough that you can spend like 10 minutes, 15 minutes like really getting into it. The XP is pretty good, and the explorers are a reasonable amount of XP per tick. Boy, who? I still didn't come down. Well, if he's not coming down, I guess he can stay up there. Let's see, we can't have a little bit more dangerous experience here, shall we? Oh, hello. The neurologist thinks you have CTS. Chronic Temptation Syndrome. Uh-oh. 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 We could be dead, lads. We could be dead. Carpal? That doesn't make any sense. Carpal Temptation Syndrome? Doctor's an idiot. Now, tunnel doesn't even make any sense. Tunnel Temptation Syndrome? I think we all gotta take a minute, step back, realize that some of these doctors need some better education. Chronic twitch syndrome? Oh, that doesn't sound that bad. Oh my. Should've just lightning bolted you in the first place. Alright, Ellery. Come kiss my boo-boos. Huh, I feel like I should pick this up off the ground. Sure, I'll pick this gold up off the ground too. That's like saying, oh, I wouldn't pick up a dollar bill laying on the ground. Like, you ain't that rich. You ain't that rich. You'd see a dollar bill, you'd pick it up. You might not have been down for a quarter, but you would pick up a dollar bill. Don't lie. Don't you fibs to me. Still 6 water bottles somewhere. 1, 2. Oh, mushroom. Fragrant drought shroud. So again, this is a quest that to get the optional XP, you break things, which is nice because it aligns with the, you know, the other optional that is secret optionals to get more XP. These are the kind of breakables in quests that I don't mind as much. I don't want him to wander back to Ellery somehow. Ooh, you definitely got to go. Yeah, this might be the last quest. I did not sleep very well, like at all. Again. And I have magic tonight, so I definitely need to make some time to try to get some sleep. I don't know about you guys, and this is a question I'm going to pose to everybody real fast. Is the best time for you to sleep, like legitimately the best sleep you get, that like 10 or 20 minutes after you set your snooze? I feel like it is for me. I feel like my alarm goes off and I'm like, I still haven't slept worth a crap. Can I get 20 more minutes on the alarm, please? Boop, boop, boop. That's the only time I sleep. I swear, it's like that 20 minutes. Oh, yeah. Then the clock goes by, and it's like instantly beep, 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 beep. I'm like, no! Like, that was not 20 minutes. It's like, oh, but no, it wasn't, because your alarm's been beeping for 5 minutes. Stupid alarm! Which, by the way, is the story of why we were 5 minutes late today. We'll probably do one more quest after this. And then that'll be the last quest for the day. Probably go do reclamation. Yes! Yes! Oh, no! Yes! Gotcha. Alright, perfect. Everyone gets held. Webbed. Gandalf, it's sticky. Carnage Reaper wrecks some people. Pick literally anybody and kill something. You go ahead, Carnage Reaper. Just not me, though. Kill a former friend and kill it. Wow, he is... There we go. Alright, get back to work. Alright, look at him go. Look at him go. Come on, Carnage Reaper. Get him. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Get him. Stop attacking him. He's dead. Attack the next guy. Oh, Carnage Reaper's loose again. Carnage Reap. No, come on, buddy. I'm like cheering you on. Alright, I gotta kill the Skyborn guy. Carnage Reaper was finally working on a scary guy. Alright, Ellery, come kiss my boo-boos. Come on, Ellery, you're in attack mode. Start healing. In attack mode, they should start healing you. Even though it says, I totally read that as let's get the clap. Not let's get XP. Let's get XP. Maybe I needed more claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, I had to tap clap 5 times. Lame. I need cheerleader Samius fan art. Someone make that happen. Cheerleader Samius. You can even glue a Samus head on top of another cheerleader. It's fine. I'll take it. I thought... I looked up there. I didn't see that guy. Must have been extra stealthy. Alright. Well, I think they're really hitting so many different themes, but Proliferate just makes sense with the way the Planeswalkers are set up. Anna, did you see the new Teferi's Wrath thing? You, like, bounce a creature back to your hand, then you wrath the board. That's pretty hot. What ballerina-ass pose is that? Second. Sorry, I got a work text message here to reply to. So for those of you who don't know, part of what I do for the arena is monitor their Facebook. Ugh. Someone's trying to PayPal some money to the arena, so we need to make sure that they can do that. So, apologize for that that interlude, especially if you heard my fart there. Oh man, it was so bad. I need to take a shower for sure. I mean, I take a shower anyway, but now I definitely have to take a shower. Woo! Secret, guys, I don't actually have a smell, so smeller. So I don't actually know if it was bad or not. How do you live? Oh, with great difficulty. Hey, you know what? Speaking of smelling, there's a thing that's coming down the pipe. And it doesn't have anything to do with you guys. Probably, most of you, anyway. But I think it's important to discuss. So one of the things that is currently a problem for big Magic tournaments, right, is this dual idea, this concept, as it were, that Magic and Magic tournaments are supposed to be very inclusive. We're not supposed to judge people based off of their sex, their preference, blah 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 blah, right? Pretty much standard PC stuff here in the United States circa 2019. All makes sense. We all want to do that stuff. We want to make sure that people feel welcome in our communities. You know, just like on this stream, you're not going to get judged here. And if you do get judged here, that's either your fault or Titan didn't pass the bloody thing. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just passed a new rule, changed a new rule to their tournament rules, where you can now be disqualified from a tournament for smelling bad and not having clean clothes. Okay? So think about that. Something now happens to you and your clothes aren't clean, you can get disqualified. Or if you're a guy who sweats a lot, and even though you have your antiperspirant on and stuff like that, maybe you still, over the course of a 9-hour tournament, you get smelly again. Woohoo! And a bunch of people in the Magic community right now are holding up this rule. Like, please make this a rule, Wizards of the Coast. And to me, it's just... it's not realizing who your community is. And not knowing how to help them. So, my card shop, we have what I call Wendell. Every card shop has a Wendell. Wendell's a good guy. Right? Good guy. Definitely okay guy to talk to. But you always want him to be downwind of you. For people who have smellers. He's a stinky guy. His clothes, not clean very often. Some years ago, I traded him like 5 brand new shirts for the t-shirt off of his back that I literally watched him wear like 7 or 8 days in a row. It was disgusting. That being said, I wear this shirt a lot. It's very comfortable. It breathes good, and it's probably the most comfortable shirt that I own. I probably wear it twice a week. You know what? It gets thrown in the washer probably twice a week. Not a big deal. I'm not saying you can't repeat a shirt. I'm just saying if you're smelly, you need to think about it. But at the same time, if he's winning a Magic tournament, I don't want someone to come up to me and be like, "Hey, Judge, you know Wendell is smelly." Or worse yet, this guy is rocking a tournament, right? He's just pumping it out. And maybe your friend thinks that you can't beat him. Maybe your friend thinks your outs are very slim. Maybe your friend goes and eats some nachos and walks around this guy. All of a sudden, now this guy's no longer got a clean shirt. Oh, come on. Alright, where's the actual bad guy here? Let's go heal a second. Why do I still have Featherfall on? This doesn't make any sense. I don't know. So anyway, I just feel like it's not very inclusive to the community because there's people out there who they don't have the social skills to know this kind of stuff. Like there are literally people who don't get it. There we go. Finally found the guy. Alright, now the quest is complete. Now I'm less worried about dying. I wanted to not die before the quest was complete. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should this be literally baked into the rules? Are people getting their panties in a bunch? Also, not to sound like a sexist pig, but I'm gonna sound like that for a second. The people who I notice complain about this kind of stuff are not a bunch of guys. Although a bunch of guys notice, right? Guys do notice when you're stinky. And sometimes they'll just come out and tell you, like, "Hey man, you're pretty rank. You need a shower, or go to the bathroom, wash off your pits." Guys just say something. In my experience, anyway. Again, I don't have a smeller, so sometimes this is me. Sometimes I'm stinky and I don't know it. and you just tell me, like, hey man, you're a little ripe. I'll go to the bathroom, I'll clean up. I have no problem doing that. But you can't just remove people from tournaments because they don't realize it, I don't think. Alright. So now I rambled for a little bit. Let's see what the chat says about it. Now that I'm not like trying to not get dead. Still a little bit tougher shenanigans here than I'd like to be seeing. Alright, catching on with the chat. Haha, for those who don't know how the world smells, stick something to your nose. Pretty true. I worked with a guy that was regulated to another room by himself because of how he smelled. Problem was he lived in a car 5 days a week. I think it's an okay rule to have, but I also realize some people can't help it sometimes. Like at my job, if I don't look up to workplace standards, I'm sent home. Sure, I can appreciate that. But with the idea of inclusivity being like a mantra for you at your place of work, you're like, we're gonna hire everybody no matter what. And then you just start kicking people out because of whatever reasons. Like, that seems a little disingenuous to me. I think if someone makes the complaint, the offender should get 20 minutes to correct the situation. I mean, that doesn't seem that bad. Until now, all of a sudden, you're going to have, like, $1 traveling deodorant is going to be $35 on the arena, on the floor. And people are just... Some people are unreasonably... Like my good friend Dan, right? We talked about Dan on the stream a lot. Dan has recently gone through some strokes. He's in the process of recovering. But now he basically lives in this small little bubble where he controls every aspect of his environment, right? Because it helps him keep his stress levels down, which helps keeps his the brain damage from his strokes at a minimum. And so, like, one of the things that he does is he runs several oil diffusers all day, every day, 24 hours a day. There's basically one in every room of his house. He monitors every single one of them, and he keeps his house smelling exactly how he wants it to smell. So every place else in the world that's not his house the way he likes it stinks by comparison. Just truth. It just is. And he would complain about it. Like, oh man, it smells. Like, it smells fine. Everybody else says it smells fine. You're the only one that says it smells. Well, I'm the only one that knows what clean smells like right now. It's like, okay, sure. Whatever. And so he has started wearing a scarf all the time. And he just puts his oils in his scarf and smells that all the time. It's like, I get it. I understand that it is a problem for you that your opponent smells. But that's a you problem. That's like saying, I have a problem with people being too loud. Right? If it's too loud, I get overwhelmed. My head just goes too crazy. Right? So, now all of a sudden, people can't be loud at a tournament. Because I think it's too loud. And I've got enough people supporting me to say, hey, you cannot have the tournament be higher than X number of decimals. That seems crazy to me. Because it's an inconvenience to me, not an inconvenience for the tournament necessarily. Now, if there's somebody out there intentionally trying to smell bad to put their opponents at a disadvantage, like, oh yeah, man, I ode of dog crap behind my ears before every round of a Magic tournament to throw my opponents off, then that's a different story. I mean, then that's trying to manipulate the rules. Or, you know what else is disgusting? People with sweaty hands, their card sleeves are always disgusting. Or when you draft and they touch the cards become, they feel gross. Like, there are people that I literally draft after, or draft with, and then I immediately go wash my hands. But do I tell them, no, you can't draft? Or do I say, sorry, you gotta go wash your hands before we draft? I mean, I've said that to people. I've said, hey man, you need to go wash your hands because you're gross. But I've never kicked somebody out of a tournament because they were disgusting. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it because it strikes close to home. The smell thing, wow, double soul of cruelty, Scrags together. That seems real fair, Dungeons and Dragons. Just because he complains, he would have to get the judges and everyone else to agree. Well, that's just it. There's not a... As far as I know, there isn't a... There isn't a system to determine how stinky somebody is. I mean, there probably is. There's probably a stinkometer. But, like... How are you going to... Are you going to say that objectively there's a way that you can determine how smelly? You cannot have a smell greater than 6. Yeah, that doesn't mean I have autism, Peter. I read your comment. I decided not to engage it because that is not correct. It can be a sign that you have autism, but it also could be that I have bloody migraines and loud volumes and sounds trigger my migraines. So, thank you. There's a common sense standard in your opinion. You don't have a judge with common sense standard. He probably shouldn't be a judge. Okay, I don't have a sense of smell. I'm the judge of this tournament. I don't have a sense of smell. Doesn't bother me. Someone goes, hey, Sam, this guy stinks. Alright, well, I don't smell anything. Or now I'm taking somebody else's word for it. And you can usually get an idea. Like, if someone's not smelling very good, you usually get a couple complaints. Like, hey man, so-and-so needs a shower today. Like, okay, so-and-so, you need to go to the restroom and freshen up a little bit. I just feel like it's a slippery slope to removing people from tournaments for things that are not very objective. So right now, we have a guy who got removed from a tournament from bad behavior in the past. Not bad behavior now. Not bad behavior at this tournament, as near as I can tell. But bad behavior in the past. And not bad behavior at the tournaments. Bad behavior outside of the tournaments. It's stuff like this that aggravate me about the game. It's like, Is this guy doing something not cool? Yes. Should he be punished in the game? Probably not. Like, if he's doing something bad, maybe... Like, if you think it's bad enough for the police, you should call the police. If it's bad enough that... it's just, like, in really poor taste, well, maybe you just block him. Like, if he sends you text messages for boob pics, which I guess is one of the things that this guy's doing, just block him. Boop. Blocked. Or maybe you have a talk to one of his friends, like, hey man, you know he's sending these inappropriate messages, right? Like, we're not dating. He shouldn't be asking me for these kind of pictures. Alright, I'll talk to him. Not you go and talk to Wizards of the Coast and have him removed from a tournament. A tournament that he's not doing this behavior in. These things bother me. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm 100% open to the idea that I'm incorrect. That's why I'm talking about it. That's why it's on my brain. It's probably more on my brain because I'm judging tonight. And I don't know what... Are we gonna in trouble? Oh, it's just the Fear Reaper. Okay. We're not in trouble yet. Here we go. This is a trap. Oh. My ears are My head is warm, my ears are warm, and my hat is in place, but now I have an itch. But I can't reach in there, right? Am I a level judge? I am. I'm a level 1 judge. I considered getting my level 2 last year. But I kind of decided against it. Because I tend to err on the side of caution sometimes. So, like, my only questions that I missed on my judge test was giving people the benefit of a doubt. Like, I was too generous on some things, and those were the questions I ended up missing because I gave the benefit of a doubt to people, which I don't know. I feel like you don't know what's in their heart. If they're cheating at Magic or whatever, then there's bigger problems in their life. Obviously, when you're cheating at money, then there's a different story. You need to be more careful with stuff like that, but I don't know. We have some people, they'll joke a little bit because I lost those questions, right? Because I missed those questions, I'm very strict now on anything that could be perceived as collusion. Yeah. Anything that could be perceived as collusion or stuff like that. Because, like, the stance on a collusion charge, right? So, you, Wood and I are sitting out to play a game of Magic. We're both undefeated. I don't really care about the prizes. Because I just don't. I just want to win a Friday Night Magic. I've not won a Friday Night Magic ever. So I go, hey Wood, you can see to me, I'll just give you my prizes. Collusion. You're out of the tournament. There's like a spot somewhere that, okay, here it is. Now, is that in a way is that like motivated to to do anything? Like, is that intentionally trying to cheat the system? No, not really. Not probably. There's a guy that I recently heard about. Normally just plays as Friday Night Magic. And he went to his first Grand Prix. Was in a winning in, right? On a winning in. And to the top 8. And he goes to his opponent. He says, "Hey man, this is my winning in. If you scoop to me, I'll split my prizes with you out of the tournament." Gone. He just didn't know. Yeah, we want this one. So that's part of the reason why I'm such a lenient judge, I think, in a lot of situations. But also, I basically judge Friday Night Magics and back when PPTQs were a thing, PPTQs. You know, I couldn't be the head judge, but I could assist, which basically means when you're a level 1 judge at a PPTQ, you answer all of the judge questions, and then when somebody says, "Hey, I don't like your ruling," the level 2 comes over and basically either agrees with you or tells you that you're wrong. But like, I've watched level 2s talk a guy into confessing into cheating, or can talk him into confessing to cheating, where I honestly don't think that he was cheating. I think it was just he said some stuff in the wrong order and then didn't realize that he had talked himself into a confession. I'm just like, yeah, this feels dirty. Because that judge went into that interview looking for an excuse to flex a little judge muscles, I think. I know. Being a good judge is hard. Other part of the reason I've never got my level 2. If you're good at it, people love you. If you're bad at it, people hate you. Alright. I thought I heard some chirps of... Oh, we got a new Twitter notification. Oh, it's Shu. Also, the work Twitter or the work Facebook messages are firing off again. Let me check this and then I'll be right back. Anyhow, all that said, this is not a rule in Magic the Gathering. It might be at some point. I don't know. It feels like a lot of the social media crowd and a lot of the pro crowd are pretty pro this, which again makes me think it's it'll turn into another excuse, another weapon for pros. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like we're not going to level today, which is a little bit sad, but not unexpected. This level tends to be a little bit wonky, I find. There's a lot of XP at level 10, but, you know, like usually I do Tempest Spine, which will get me like almost a half a rank on its own. But I don't think I could kill Swordjack with my all-electric spells build. I don't think it's a thing. I mean, I do have a Snowball Swarm, so maybe I could beat him real fast, or I could do the entire quest and then maybe be able to slowly beat him down. But yeah, I don't see it being a real viable option. I think getting through the rest of the quest would be quite easy though. Let's see. So that's usually big XP. What else do we usually do? Hips would be a little bit, be like here. Had I thought about it, we probably would have. I mean, technically, we did both the first parts of Thrinnel. Thrinnel's such a bear. Maybe we do Thrinnel. At least a couple of the Thrinnel quests. But we're very close to being. Like, we just got one more rank. Hedagola and Hips and Slavers. We could go do those. We might do those on Monday. Some of them anyway. Yeah, that's probably where we'll start. I'll go get the other quests and get them shared so we don't have to run through the Explorer Zone like a crazy person. We might, well, I don't know. I don't want to make a promise to that yet because I might run some Explorers on Sunday. And if we do and we cap to level 11, then obviously we'll start with level 11 stuff. But if I don't play this weekend, we'll start with those quests tomorrow or on Monday. Alright kids, let's now that I've rambled a whole bunch for no reason, let me see if there's anybody else streaming Dungeons and Dragons right now. Oh, Clarice is streaming. Have I ever been restrained? Again, I am a 40-year-old man almost. I've been restrained. Alright, so it looks like Clarice is on. Rain is on. Young Fly is on, although Young Fly was on when I started. So where should we send the stream? Why was I restrained? I don't know, because I was a stupid kid? Yes, the stream is ending. I'm gonna have a lay down and some food. Maybe in that order. Maybe no. Yeah, probably in that order. Oh, that didn't reach. Come on. There we go. Put a lightning bolt in you. So where should we send it? Clarice, Young Fly, Knife Palm. You guys tell me. Tell me where you want to go next. Do you like Clarice? I wish that Clarice would get her window adjusted so we didn't have to see the bar all the time. Might message her later and see if I can help her get that fixed. Alright, thanks, Thakar. You have a good night. Alright, yep. I guess we're gonna send it to Young Fly because he's the next highest level. So, no, maybe he's not live anymore. No, he's live. All right. Okay, everybody. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, etc., etc. I'll be back 100% on Monday. Maybe a very small percent chance I'll be back on Saturday. But if I do, it'll probably be like play some of the Jackbox stuff. I don't think we'll be playing DD over the weekend unless there's like an insane bonus or something. Okay, everyone, have a great night. We'll see you on Monday. Toots.